I think they're going to mark him back to the 42. He made it to the 40. But nonetheless, Hays High will keep the football. A punt of 29 yards. And Hays High will have first down and 10 on the plus side of the field for a second time tonight. The last time they did, they went one play for a touchdown. This from the Garden City 43. 2 left, 1 right. Dreiling the running back for Dale. Turn, handoff, no keeper by Dale. Dale stiff arm and taken down at the 41-yard line. And it's a gain of just 1. We'll say this series started at the 42 is a little more accurate. And the Indians with a 21-0 lead back to the line of scrimmage. Garden City shows blitz, bring blitz. Indians pick it up. Dale dropping, throwing over the middle, looking for Kiefer. It is almost caught. Defended by the other number 4 on the field. Ryan Hyman got it from Kiefer, the Indians number 4. Third down and 9 coming up for the Hays High Indians. Just the second incompletion for Dale tonight. Kiefer on the jump ball nearly was able to come down with it. Hays High may be in 4-down territory, and now whistles. And the official misplaced the ball. He put it back at the 42 instead of the 41. Caught by the sideline official on the Hays High side, and Hays High will have third down and 9. They're 3 for 4 on third down tonight. Dreiling hops to the left of quarterback Jordan Dale. Long snap count. Now the Indians will stand and check the sideline. Play clock down to 10. 3 wide receivers to the left. Bryce Salmons is the tight end right. 5 on the play clock on third down and 9. Garden City is going to bring a blitz from the edge. Play action. Dale with time. Looking down the field for Kiefer. It's going to be tipped and almost intercepted by 2 different Garden City Buffaloes. And now a really late flag coming in on the play.
Broken up by number 15.
I was looking down the field. It's thrown by the head official. It's in the area of either personal foul or roughing the passer. But Hays High is already starting to back up. That is usually not a good sign if you're the broadcaster when your team is the one backing up. And the official.
Personal foul. Offense, 15-yard penalty.
Personal foul on the Hays High offense. I did not see what happened. And so has got their best starting field position and their best and their deepest penetration so far. So that goes down as an attempt on fourth down for Hays High. Now the Indian defense into their first trouble situation. Handoff, Josh Janis comes near side, squirts through a hole, 25-20. He's at the 15 and taken down in Hays High's red zone. Tucker Veach with the tackle, but not before a 17-yard run, and Garden City feeling some momentum. Janis gets 17 yards on the run. They had 1 yard of total offense before that. So Hays High loses the ball on downs. Because of the high snap that Kiefer had to try to jump up and get. Garden City into the red zone for the first time tonight. Indians up 21-0, 4.5 to go in the first half. Handoff, Janis tests the left side, hit once, twice, and is driven forward to the 10. And a gain of 3.
Tackle by number 50, Gavin Nutting. Brings up
Garden City this season in the red zone is 4 for 7 scoring. 4 touchdowns, a fumble, lost the ball on downs once, and missed a field goal. That was against Dodge City last week. Indians with a 21-0 lead trying to keep it that way, but Garden City given a gift on a high punt snap that the Indians could not get away. It's a keeper by Weesey, the quarterback, touchdown. Great fake, and the Indians split around him, and Garden City is back into the ball game on a 10-yard scamper by Caleb Weesey, his second touchdown run of the year. 21-7. The Indian defense had to rush onto the field. Garden City with feeling a little momentum. And how similar is this to 2 years ago? Hays High, though, was the team down 28-0 before trying to make a furious comeback. This year, Garden City down 21-0. And they get their first points right before halftime. 4:01 to go before the break. Extra point attempt from Isaac Rivera is up, and it is good. Rivera now 6 for 7 on the season. A 30-yard, 3-play drive, and it's after the Indians lost the ball on downs because of the high snap. And really what you go back to even beyond that is that Hays High had the ball on that previous possession starting at the Garden City 42-yard line, but gained just a yard through 2 incomplete passes, and instead of potentially punting from there and pinning Garden City deep in their own territory again, the Indians got a 15-yard penalty at the end of the play, and after the play was over, it ends up leaving Hays High with a long punt situation, and a high snap ends up giving the Hays High Indians some trouble on the defensive side, and Garden City on the board at 21-7. Now, how creative does Brian Hill in his 11th season at Garden City get? Does he go for an onside kick this early in the ball game with the momentum at his back? Hays High was supposed to play Abilene next week. As we've mentioned before, that game has been canceled. Abilene going virtual, electing to not have any extracurricular activities. As a result, Hays High without a potential, without any potential opponent next week for homecoming.
Maroney and number 11, Veach.
Roy Maroney back to return the kick, along with Tucker Veach. Isaac Reyes to kick off for a second time tonight. Approach at the 40, high, shorter kick that will be taken at the 20 by Tucker Veach. Tries to come to the near side, finds a hole at 25, at the 30, still on his feet, 35, and taken down across the 35-yard line. Special teams tackle by Alonso Marquez, a junior, his 3rd tackle of the season. So Hays High will try to right the ship here a little bit, starting at their own 37-yard line. Hays High is far outgained and is far ahead in the time of possession category tonight, but the short field for Garden City makes it a 21-7 game. Indians have scored on 3 of their 5 possessions. Kiefer, wide receiver right, 2 to the left, Dreiling to the left of Dale as the Indians are from the right hash. It ends up going to Dreiling. Dreiling going the wrong way. Now heads downfield at the 40, at the 44-yard line. And a play that should have lost about 8 ends up gaining 8 yards. Dreiling 40 hard-earned yards on 10 carries. And the Indians near the 45-yard line. Call it the 45. 3:32 to go in quarter number 2. Hays High with all 3 of their timeouts left. They lead 21-7. In Garden City, Indians 3-0 on the year, 2-0 in the WAC. Handoff, Dreiling, no keeper by Dale. Dale, 45, goes for the first down right on the 47-yard line. The official from the far side will mark the ball. This should be a first down right at the 47, and it is.
That gain is good enough for an Indian first down.
2 yards for Dale. He's at 85 yards. And the Hays High Indians continue We are having some streaming difficulties at HaysPost. If you go to our YouTube link and watch it on YouTube, you can still watch the stream there. Shotgun rollout for Dale. It's a designed keep, and he is met by several brown jerseys, but still gets himself to the 50 and spun around to the Garden City 49. Gain of 4. The tackle made by Alan Cherez, getting the start at linebacker tonight. His older brother, Refugio, was a longtime starter, 2 ways on the line for Garden City. Dreiling comes out of the game. Maroney in. 2nd and 6 from the Garden City 49-yard line. 2 right, 1 left. Garden City brings a blitz from the edge. Handoff Maroney away from the blitz. Cuts back. Gets to the 45 of Garden City and picks up 4 more yards.
4 yards on the play.
Maroney's 3rd carry tonight. They didn't know how much action Roy could get, but so far 3 carries, 23 yards. 3rd and 2 for Hays High coming up.
Third down.
Again, if you're trying to stream the game, go to our YouTube page and view it directly from there instead of through HaysPost. We're having some technical difficulties. 3rd and 2 from the Garden City 45. Indians to that diesel package. Hazelhorst and Spray into the backfield just ahead of Dale. Garden City will bring a blitz out of it. Dale, patient running, test the right side. He'll reach for the first down and get it. Needed to, got to, down to the 43-yard line. And the officials will stop the clock. Heard the whistles. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. Indian football brought to you by Aflac Insurance agent Sean Swartz, Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel, and Paul Wartenberger Construction. And Hays High is going to use a timeout here. 1:23 to go before halftime. Indians are chipping away at moving down the field. And again, we are having some streaming issues on the actual HaysPost site. If you go directly to the YouTube page, and so the YouTube stream site, you can go to HaysPost HHS Sports. HaysPost space HHS space Sports, and you can find the stream working there. Hays High up 21-7, leading 21-0, but then a high snap on a 4th and 23. Kiefer had to scramble to get it and ended up losing a few yards. Garden City scored 3 plays later. Indians had a 3-score lead, and really Garden City, well, up until that drive, Garden City had 1 yard of offense. Indians still with 2 timeouts left. Minute 23 to go. This drive started with a little over 3 minutes to go, but Hays High slowly chipping down the fields. Play number 6 of this drive coming up. Indians going to have to get a few more chunks. Maroney to the right, Dreiling to the right of Dale. Maroney in the backfield behind both of them. 1st down and 10. New look for the Indians. It's a handoff to Dreiling. Gets a block to the left side. Stiff arm, and he's still on his feet and maybe got to the line of scrimmage. Minute 15 and counting. Looks like the Indians may get to the 42-yard line and a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. How aggressive do the Indians get? Kiefer, wide receiver to the right. He's been one-on-one tonight with cornerback Ryan Hyman. It's been a great battle. Inside a minute to go first half. 21-7, Hays High. Dale is going to hand off up the middle. Maroney, a burst of speed, gets a first down at the 30. That'll stop the clock on a gain of 12. And the Indians will have a first down at the 30. Hays High quickly to the line of scrimmage. Clock winds at 43. Hays 2 timeouts remaining. Canick left, Kiefer right for 1st and 10 from the 30. Garden City with 5 at the line of scrimmage. They'll bring 6. Dale has time to throw, looking for the end zone. He's looking for Kiefer, comes back, gets run into, and no flag on the play. Wow. Kiefer ran into the back, but there was some jarring by both players, and I think that's why the official let it go, is because Kiefer was also moving his defender around a little bit. Dale started 5 for 5. He's misfired on his last 4. This will be 2nd down and 10 from the 30. 26 seconds to go before halftime. Hays High leading 21-7. Had all the momentum, but Garden City stole some back on a 3-play, 30-yard touchdown drive. Dale with Dreiling to his right on 2nd and 10. Handoff Dreiling. He's going to throw. Look for Swartz down the field, and he's overthrown. If Dalen keeps running, he has a chance at it. Instead, Dreiling throws incomplete off of the handoff. And we are back working again at the HaysPost website, so you can stream the game again at HaysPost.com. 3rd and 10. The Indians went with a little trickery, unable to get it to happen. Swartz, wide receiver to the right. Indians do have 2 timeouts left, 19.2 on the clock. 3rd and 10 from the 30. Play clock still at 20, plenty of time. Swartz one-on-one with his guy. Now his safety starts to drift over. Maroney and Dreiling in the backfield with Dale. It's a handoff to Roy. Cuts back on his feet, 25-yard line. Does Hays High use a timeout? And clock still running at 10, 9, 8. Hays High may take this down for one play in the on fourth down, and they'll take the timeout with 3 seconds on the clock. Maroney was able to get to the 25. It was a gain of 5. He's got 5 carries, 40 yards tonight. Hays High's 11th play of this drive coming up. What do they elect to do on barring a defensive penalty being the final play of the first half in a 21-7 lead? Indian football brought to you by Master Cleaners, Coldwell Banker, Roof Masters, Insurance Planning, and Jeter Law Firm. USD 489 halftime show coming up. We'll talk with Shannon Funk, the Hays High Indian volleyball head coach in her first year. Volleyball team in Wamego tomorrow. Get you updated on scores from around the state, as well at the halftime break. They mark the ball down at the 24-yard line. Give an extra yard to Maroney on the play. Play number 10 of the drive coming up. This is a drive that started at the Indian Zone 37 following Garden City's lone touchdown. Dreiling out of the game, Maroney in. Swartz and Kiefer, wide receivers to the right. They're both getting one-on-one attention right now, but both of their defenders are some 15 yards away from them. Dreiling with Maroney behind him. Canick, a wide receiver to the left on the skinny side of the field, and timeout Garden City. Yeah, I knew Garden City was probably going to take a timeout, but they had Canick one-on-one on the left side. If the Indians had any sort of post route for Jaron, there was a good chance to hit that over the middle. But then they had one-on-one coverage on the 2 wide receivers to the right, and their safety rolled over the top of that coverage. And so it really put Garden City into a bad spot. So Hays High will think over 4th down and 4 coming up. 3 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And an Indian 21-7 lead. During this timeout, let's go ahead and pause at the top of the hour. 10 seconds for station identification. This game was moving along at a pretty good clip, and in the last minute and a half here, literally last minute and a half of the game, with the ball being, the clock stopping for first downs, going out of bounds, and timeouts by both teams, has taken almost as much time as the rest of the second quarter. Both teams using 2 timeouts now. 3 seconds on the clock, 21-7, Hays leading. Same formation for the Indians. Maroney behind Dale. Canick wide receiver left. Now he has a safety over top. 2 wide receivers to the right, Kiefer and Swartz. Dale, play action, will drop back to pass, lobs it for the end zone, looking for Dalen Swartz, and he can't catch it over the defender. Good defense by Ryan Hyman, and that will be the end of the first half. No flags on the field. Hays High will take a 21-7 lead into the locker room. They were up 21-0 before. Their only miscue of the first half put Garden City in a great field position and helped the Buffaloes score their first touchdown of the game. 14-point lead for Hays High on the road here in Garden City. Your USD 489 halftime show up next on the Hays High Sports Network. The touchdown from Dale in quarter number 2, and that's really all I've got.
M&D Excavating Incorporated, serving the Hays area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hays. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hays and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hays. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Garden City High School Fall Homecoming Royalty. First, representing the freshman class, Adelina Anzueta and Emilio Son. Adelina is the daughter of Kia Cervantes and Jesus Anzueta. Her escort this evening is Emilio Son, son of Bob and Sonia Son.
Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech.
31 yards of offense at halftime, but they're within 2 scores of the Hays High Indians. Hays High had a 21-0 lead, scoring on 3 of their first 4 drives. They then looked like just going 3 and out, but because of a high snap that turned into a running play, ended up losing yards back to the Garden City 30-yard line. That came after the Indians' only second penalty of the night, which was a 15-yard penalty. And as that turned out, it ended up putting Garden City in great field position. They got 30 yards on 3 plays. Their previous drives, 6 of them, ended up being totaling just 1 yard, and Hays High with the 21-7 lead at the half. Hays High 170 rushing yards, 65 passing, 235 total. Garden City 24 rushing yards, 7 passing yards, 31 total yards. Yet Garden City will get the football to start half number 2, and they're down by just 2 scores at 21-7. We'll step aside on the USD 489 halftime show. When we come back, we will chat with head coach of the Hays High volleyball team, Shannon Funk, on the Hays High Sports Network.
M&D Excavating, Incorporated, serving the Hays area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hays. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hays and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hays. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance.
Back on the USD 489 halftime show, our spotlight interview this week shines on the volleyball program and first-year head coach, Coach Shannon Funk. And Coach, let's start right there. Your first head coach of a high school job. How has this been different than some of the other levels that you've coached in the past?
There's a lot more administrative work, little tiny details like putting in dismissal times during school and just little details like that that were always taken care of by the head coach. So just little things.
Okay, now the next question, and the one that I have to ask everybody, how has COVID-19 and all of the the recommendations and changes affected volleyball?
You know, there's hoops we have to jump through. Luckily, we're in an area where the girls don't have to wear masks when they're on the floor. So as far as actual participation goes, they've been able to just play, which is awesome. On the bench, they have to wear masks, but we're doing okay with it. The girls understand, and we're not going to be fussy about it. We just do what we need to do.
All right, now let's focus on the fun part. Volleyball, how has the season gone so far?
Good. You know, we've had ups and downs. We're growing a lot this season. These girls are coachable, and they have a real drive to get better, which is awesome. It makes practice fun because they want to learn new things. They get excited about learning new things. Yeah, it's been good.
How much of the ups and downs has to do with first-year coach, with trying to put in new things, with installation, and then you seeing what needs to be changed even within this first year?
Right, a lot of it. I run a different defense than what they had done previously. They're learning new offensive techniques, changing some form and skill development on a lot of the players to the way I like to do things. Yeah, there's a learning curve, and we're at the beginning of the season, almost midway through, and I'm seeing that kind of starting to really take off, and they're starting to run the kind of volleyball that I like to run. It's been that learning curve that's kind of caused us the ups and downs, but man, these girls are fierce and they're doing good.
Well, you get ready to go to the Wamego Invitational next. Can you handicap that competition for us a little bit?
You know, we are going to see some really good competition. I know that Circle is in our pool, and they're number 2 in 4A right now. I've been trying to watch some film and you know, figure out what we're going to do strategically against these teams. And I think it's going to be a really good challenge for our girls. It's really fun sometimes to play teams that you're never going to see again. It's a one-time deal, and you get to just prepare for this team and play the very best you possibly can and then move on afterwards. And you just get these new challenges throughout the season. So I'm really looking forward to it.
The conference tournament still to go this year as well. Have you seen all of the WAC teams already?
We've only seen 2. We've seen Dodge and Garden City. We didn't have our best outing against Dodge. We get the opportunity to play them again October 1st. They have picked up a position that came open in our quad. And then Garden City, we played in Ulysses and beat them. The girls played great. Then on October 3rd, we'll be going to Great Bend. So we'll see Great Bend on that day.
I want to talk about the seniors a little bit, because whenever there's a coaching change, it's usually the seniors that sometimes are impacted the most, because they're the ones that have been in a system longer than anybody else. Talk about your seniors a little bit for this season.
You know, I've got Caitlin Supis, who has played a lot of volleyball. She's played club a lot and has played lots of positions in her career. She's just very willing to do whatever I ask her to do. She's a great communicator as far as needing good understanding on what we're going to be doing with each position. Brooklyn Schaefer also has played a lot of volleyball. She has a really good understanding of the game. She buys in well, and she's great to challenge with little developmental things, because she takes a challenge head on and really wants to be the very best she can be. So she's done a good job of the changes that I've implemented and just buying in and doing her best in what I ask her to do. Maya Loomis is really, oh man, she's improved this season. She's so impactful in our offense. When Maya is on, we win a lot of games. She's a middle hitter. When you can get your middles involved in the offense, it really messes with the other team, and Maya has that impact on our team, and she has just really grown, and she's so coachable. And Alexa Meckel is our solid on the outside. She's a lefty playing left side, which is unique, but she's got a solid line shot with that left hand, and it surprises teams a lot. So she's been pretty reliable out there for us.
All right, final question. I know there's a lot to go this season. Yeah, you got about half of the year left, your postseason to go, and you still want to grow this year. But as a first-year head coach, what do you need to see in the off-season in order for Hays High Volleyball to take the next steps?
I tell you what, the girls need to play in the off-season, whether it be club or training of some sort, definitely going to camps. Everybody else in the state does it, and we are competing with Eastern Kansas teams all the time, and they play year-round. And the only way we're going to compete consecutively year after year is if we implement that into our program on a regular basis. Most kids need to be playing. Now, we don't get to choose when the off season is. Unfortunately, it's during basketball, and we never want to take away from kids playing other sports. But, they can do both. And if volleyball is something that's important to them, they're going to find a way to make it happen.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck rest of the season.
Thank you.
Coach Shannon Funk of the Hays High volleyball team, first-year head coach, and that's our spotlight interview on the USD 489 halftime show. Back to Garden City and Buffalo Stadium next on the Hays High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hays High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hays High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to Garden City and the USD 489 halftime show. Time for your happenings at Hays High School, brought to you by the Hays High Athletic Booster Club. They have reopened their local online store for more orders. The deadline, 10 o'clock tonight. They've added jackets, vests, and a ladies' Sherpa in addition to the shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, hats, visors, masks, and blankets that were already available. Links can be found at the Hays High Athletic Booster Club Facebook page or HaysHighIndians.com. Go to the athletics page, and there you will find the link for the Athletic Booster Club section. Your happenings at Hays High School, headlined by the Hays High girls cross-country team finishing second and the boys fifth at Thursday's McPherson Invitational. Sophomore Amelia Yeager finished in fifth. Micah Zimmerman was ninth, Brenlin Albers 10th, and Jacene Watson in 11th. The boys finished fifth as a team. Leo Hernandez placed in 17th. The runners will be at Junction City on next Saturday. The Hays High girls golf team claimed their fourth tournament title in 5 tries on Thursday as they won the Garden City Invitational by 11 shots. Talia McCrae shot an 88 to bring home the individual title. Sophia Garrison was 6th. Gracie Winty was 9th. The Indians combined to shoot a 386 as a team, 11 shots ahead of Dodge City. The girls golf team is in Hutchinson on Thursday. The girls varsity tennis team will be here in Garden City tomorrow for their first competition since the 15th. The volleyball team has been off since September 17th. They travel to Wamego for an invitational tournament tomorrow, then will host their own quad on Thursday. The boys soccer team dropped a pair of matches this week, both on the road, losing to Great Bend on Tuesday, then fell to Garden City yesterday, both by the score of 4-1. The soccer team is home to Junction City on Tuesday and then on the road Thursday in Liberal. And the Hays High Music Department is pushing back their fall musical, which is usually held in November. That'll be in now spring instead. That's your happenings at Hays High School, brought to you by the Hays High Athletic Booster Club. Couple more hours to get in your orders on the second deadline for their local gear store. You can check it out at their page, HaysHighIndians.com, then athletics. There is the Athletic Booster Club section, and then also at their Facebook page as well. Second half coming up next on the Hays High Sports Network.
Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative providing safe, reliable, and efficient energy services and promoting growth throughout the region. When you need something fixed fast and done right the first time, call Steel Fab. Heartland Building. When it is time to get the job done, see why so many builders rely on Heartland Building Center with a huge stock of building material. Edward Jones, providing a reasoned and disciplined approach to investing, making sense of investing. Western and Central Kansas premier roofing contractor, The Professionals, High Plains Roofing of Hays. Teams win games. Let the biggest real estate team in Hays find your next home. Caldwell Banker Executive Realty, the streaming partner of the Hays High Sports Network. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hays K-Lawn, Kurt Maska and Kurt Viner. Hays High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hays High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hays and La Crosse. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hays. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance. Get a great deal on internet, video, voice, and business services from the technology experts, Nextech. When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure, Roof Masters is who you're looking for. Bigger vehicle for a family trip or a car that gets excellent gas mileage for the next business trip? Book with Hertz Rent-A-Car on 8th Street in Hays. Add Aflac Insurance to your company's benefit package at no cost to you. Call Sean Schwartz with Aflac Insurance. Hays High School Athletic Booster Club, proud to support the athletes of Hays High School by providing items needed to excel on the field and court. Master Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, alterations, tux rentals, and much more. They have numerous pickup locations throughout Western Kansas to serve you. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Back at Buffalo Stadium in Garden City, the Hays High Indians with a 21-7 lead over Garden City at the break. Hays High at halftime, 235 yards of offense, 170 rushing, 65 passing. 4 for 7 on third down, 0 for 2 on fourth. This is the breakdown for the Indians. Roy Maroney, 5 carries, 41 yards. Dylan Dreiling, 11 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Jordan Dale, 12 carries, 91 yards, and 2 scores. Dylan Dreiling, 0 for 1 passing. Jordan Dale, 5 for 10. Completed his first 5 for 65 yards. Misfired on his last 5. Some good defense by the Buffaloes on a couple of those. Dylan Dreiling, 1 catch, no yards. Carson Kiefer, 1 catch, 51 yards. Jaron Kanik, 3 catches and 18 yards. For Garden City, they end up with 31 yards at halftime, 30 of those coming on their touchdown drive, 24 rush yards, 7 passing yards. Before that drive, they had -6 yards rushing. Caleb Weesey, 4 carries, 10 yards, and a touchdown. Josh Janis, 5 carries, 14 yards. Caleb Weesey, 3 for 8 passing, 7 yards. Caleb Metzen with 2 catches for 8 yards. Cooper Ramsey, 1 catch, -1 yard. Weesey has thrown an interception that went to Tucker Veach. Hays High scored on 3 of their first 4 drives in half number 1. They end up scoring on 3 of 6 in the break, in the half. Hays High went touchdown, touchdown, punt, then a touchdown, but then went turnover on downs on that high snap, and then ended the half with the football throwing for the end zone. Garden City scored on 1 of their 5 drives. They went punt, interception, punt, punt, and then touchdown. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update for you. Let's check around the Western Athletic Conference. And we'll try to track down a liberal score here in just a moment. But right now, we do have Bishop Carroll at half over Dodge City, 31-0. It is that's the only the only WAC score that we have for you right now, because the other game, Capon at Great Bend, was canceled. And again, we're looking for the liberal Ulysses score here at halftime. Also tonight, TMP at halftime up on Syracuse, who's undefeated, 13-0. That's a halftime score. Around 5A, Goddard at Andover Central leading 13-7. Goddard, the number 1 team in the west half of 5A, just 0.3 marginal point average ahead of Hayes High. Mays at Arc City, Mays up 32-0. They're one of 4 teams at 3-0 in the west half of 5A. Eisenhower, the 13 seed right now, is at Andover, who's the 9 seed, and Eisenhower leads at halftime 14-7. Valley Center, the current 11 seed, up on Salina Central, the current 14 seed, at a score of 14-0 at halftime. And again, we'll try to track down that liberal Ulysses score as the night goes along as well. Our area game of the week, well, that is over already. We picked up the Garden City, the lacrosse. We're in Garden City. We picked up the lacrosse and St. John game in lacrosse for homecoming, and it was over at halftime. Lacrosse led 70-0 over St. John at the break. They won at halftime 76-0. Lacrosse with the big win there in lacrosse for homecoming. Other games of interest, 21-0 at halftime. Plainville up on El Saline. Smith Center shutting out Sacred Heart at the break, 39-0. Phillipsburg and Hoisington in a good battle tonight. Phillipsburg up 21-14 at halftime. Other scores that may be of interest as the year goes along include some of the 5A scores on the east half of the state. Blue Valley up on Blue Valley North. That's a tie. 14-14 at halftime. Emporia up on Highland Park at 16-8 at the break. Ness City Falls tonight. That was in the second quarter, 44-0, so not quite over yet. But South Gray looks like they're going to knock off Ness City tonight for some of the area scores. All scores from across the area can be found at HaysPost.com following tonight's game. Scoreboard update powered by Hayes Kalon. The green grass you want in the spring starts with spraying in the fall with Hayes Kalon. Call Kirk Maska 623-0674 or Kurt Viner 623-8427. Hayes High with the 21-7 lead as we wrap up our USD 489 halftime show. USD 489 growing together. Hayes High with no opponent right now for next week, was supposed to face Abilene. We will see if the Indians are able to schedule anybody in 1 week on what should have been homecoming week. Hayes High will be on defense to start half number 2. Garden City in their home brown uniforms will be moving right to left as we go into the third quarter.
Garden City will receive. They will be defending the north end.
Teams head out onto the field.
Number 4, Ryan Hyman, and number 1.
It'll be Ryan Hyman and Christian Reyes back to return the kick. They've had a couple of solid returns tonight that have set them up in good field position, but have not cashed in on that. Jack Fields will kick off from the 40. 12 minutes put up onto the clock. Hayes High with a 21-7 lead. It was 21-0. See if Hayes High can keep the momentum here in half number 2. A side-winding kick that's going to rock it out of bounds. The Indians' third penalty of the night. Garden City has not been flagged on the evening. Indians a false start to start the game, and then a 15-yard penalty after a third down incomplete pass cost the Indians field position, and a high snap on a punt set up Garden City for their first drive. The ball went out of bounds at the 30. Garden City gets the ball at the 35. It acts as a 5-yard penalty, so as it turns out, it's not an awful penalty. Garden City right to left at the 35. 4 of their 5 first half drives went for 3 plays. Their longest drive was 5 plays. They threw an interception. They scored on their only red zone appearance. Weesey with Janis behind him, a running back to the left. We have not seen Eric Dominguez after getting hurt on a kick return. Janis cuts back, gets hit, gets dropped at the 36. Myers and Adams combine for the tackle. Half of a yard gain, if that. At the 35.5, we'll say no gain. Second down and nearly a full 10 yards. Scoreboard being pretty generous on the 2nd and 9. Indians with a win tonight would move to 3-0 in the conference, and that would claim a minimum share of the title. Weesey has 2 wide receivers to the right and to the left. They haven't gone 4 wide receivers much tonight. Janis behind Weesey. Weesey to throw. Pump fake. Wants to go down the field. Now runs at the 40. At the 45. Gets hit by Myers and taken down short of the first down marker. Setting up 3rd down and 1 on a gain of 9 by Weesey.
It will be 3rd down, a little less than a yard to go.
And Garden City has not converted on a 3rd down tonight. 0 for 4, but this is their first 3rd down that is not double digits. First half, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12 twice. On the season, Garden City, 30% on 3rd down. They go with a heavy formation, bringing in 2 defensive linemen. Handoff in the backfield, Janis. He'll get enough for the first down. Still on his feet into Hays High territory and pushed forward all the way to the Hays High 45, make it 46-yard line. And good push and surge by Garden City. Needed 1. And they pick up about 10 on the handoff to Janis. So Garden City's last 2 offensive drives have looked a lot better. Blocking back Cooper Ramsey to the right. 3 in the backfield with Weesey. He'll roll out to the right side. Handoff to Janis. Try to catch to the edge. Boy, Trey Adams getting held. No penalty flag. And Garden City gets the ball inside the Hays High 40-yard line. And the Indians slow up off the bottom of the pile. Trey Adams getting held. No flag on the play. Trey Adams thought he was going to get 10 yards going the other way. Gain of 8 for Janis as Garden City got to the outside. Buffaloes took some momentum into the locker room, and they are keeping it right now. Garden City has not been penalized tonight. Hays 3, 10:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Garden City down to the Hays High 37-yard line. Play number 4 of the drive, a stretch play left, Janis. Same play to the left side, Indians there this time, and Gavin Myers gets the tackle. Gavin Nutting there too, Dalton Dale there, but Hays High's defensive line really getting held on the last 2 plays, and Garden City taking advantage of the fact that it's not being called. Janis loses a yard on the play. Back to the 37, excuse me, 3rd down and a half yard. They had 2nd down and about 1. So they gained a yard on the play, did Janis. Handoff on a heavy package and not going to get there. Indian submarine Janis in the backfield. Wyatt Crane, one of the first guys to get there. Carson Spray off the bottom of the pile. 4th down after a loss of a yard on the play. 4th down and a yard for Garden City. They have not gone for it on 4th down tonight. On the season, 2 for 5. That heavy formation. It's a handoff to Janis, left side. He hits the hole, and he's going to fall across the 35 for the first down. Will Catteritt there for the tackle. And needed 1, got 2, and Garden City's drive stays alive. They bring in a heavy package at 290, 210, and 240. 3 extra guys from defense. Now they take that series out, and they go with 3 wide receivers. First down at the Hays High 34-yard line. Handoff Janis, left side, tries to get to the sideline on the skinny side of the field. It's pushed out of bounds by Wyatt Crane. Maybe a yard on the play. No gain on the play.
Ran out of bounds by number 40. Gavin Myers brings up.
Janis had 5 carries in the first half. He already has 7 here in half number 2. He has got the ball 7 of the 8 plays that Garden City has run, and there's already down to 8:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Indians up 21-7. Garden City scored the last points of the first half after Hays High was up 21-0. Ortega, wide receiver left. One wide receiver way out to the right side of the field. It's a fake by the quarterback, and then Trey Adams runs into him and drops him. Finished off by two more Hays High Indians, but Trey Adams, the tackle for loss on the fake toss play to the right. And the Indians will take down the quarterback, Caleb Weesey, for a loss of 4. Back to the 30, we'll call it 37-yard line, loss of 3. Garden City likely in 4-down territory. This is 3rd and 13. They're 1 for 6 in the game, including 1 for 2 on this drive. Man in motion across the formation is Metzen. Weesey roll out to the right side. Giving chase is the Indians' defensive linemen. They miss 2 tackles, still in bounds and near a first down, and getting the first down is Weesey, it looks like, on about 3rd effort. The Indians giving great pursuit. The officials will have to look all the way across the field. They do. 3rd and 13, quarterback scramble for Caleb Weesey. And the ball down to the 24-yard line. Garden City has had the ball for the entire second half, over 4 minutes so far. It was 21-0. Garden City had 1 yard of offense. They got a gift from Hays High at the 30. They scored 3 plays later, and they have the momentum right now, stopping the Indians before the half. Weesey with Janis to his left on 1st and 10 from the 24. Indians bring a blitz, and flags all over the field. Hays High had a blitz coming, and it looks like somebody for Garden City jumped, and that's Garden City's first flag of the night. It'll make 1st and 10, 1st and 15.
1st and 15 from the Hays High 29.
This is play number 11 of the drive for the Buffaloes. A drive that started at their own 35-yard line. 7:25 and counting in quarter number 3. Indians haven't had the football in the second half. This is the most yards that Garden City's had the entire night combined. Hand off to Janis on 1st and 15. Draw play up the middle. The Indians are there. Janis carries a defender inside of the 30, near the 26-yard line.
Bill Scott, also number 50.
It'll be a gain of about a yard. We'll call it 2 to the 27.
Second down.
Janis 36 yards on 13 carries, 22 of them on this drive. Garden City burning clock, trying to keep the Hays High Indian offense off the field. 6:35 to go, 3rd quarter. Ortega wide receiver to the right, 3 wide receivers to the left. Shotgun for Weesey on 2nd down and 13. Looks to the right, throwing for the end zone. It is going to be in and out of the hands of Ortega. Got turned around. Garden City sideline wanted a flag, but that's the same defense that the Indians had played on them in the first half, and there's no flag. So consistent on that front. And 3rd down and 13 again for Garden City. This is their 4th 3rd down of this drive. They've converted on 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 13. They did not convert on 3rd and a half a yard, but then got it on 4th and 1. 6:23 with the clock stopped in the 3rd quarter. Indians up 21-7. Garden City shifts the formation to put 3 over on the right side. Garden City is very confused on this play, and they burn their first time out of half number 2. Indian football brought to you by the Hays High Athletic Booster Club, Shelter Insurance Agent Dustin Shoemaker, USD 489, and High Plains Roofing. Garden City in the first half of this game ran 17 plays of offense in the first half. They are coming up on number 12 of this drive. And they have 3rd and 13 at the Indian 27-yard line. This is their most consistent drive of the night, converting twice on 3rd down and once on 4th and about a half a yard. They had a 3rd and 13, and Caleb Weesey escaped the pocket and ran for a first down. Good game going on between Phillipsburg and Hoisington tonight. Phillipsburg up 21-20. They've led the entire way so far, but that one tightening up. Pratt and Larned locked up at 14. That game's been virtually tied the entire time tonight. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update for the green grass you won in the spring. Starts with spraying in the fall. The officials blow their whistles, tell the teams to get out of their huddles. 3rd and 13 coming up for Garden City. This is play 13 of the drive. Garden City had 17 plays of offense the entire first half. This is number 13 of this drive alone. Weesey on 3rd and 13, Janis behind him. 3 wide receivers to the right. Ortega, lone wide receiver left. Man in motion comes left, now circles around to the outside. It's a screen to the near side that the Indians diagnose, and the quarterback Weesey has to throw it into the dirt. Otherwise, it would have been Josh Janis catching the ball and then getting lit up by a Hayes High Indian defender. Play 14 of the drive coming up on 3rd and 13. One Hayes High Indian diagnosed the screen, and it was a good thing they did. Otherwise, Garden City probably scores from the 27. Play 14 of this drive. Garden City on 4th down on the season, 2 for 5. They're 1 for 1 tonight. This quarter nearly half gone. 6:19 to go in the 3rd. Garden City taking a long time on this play clock. That is only down to 19. We see 2 wide receivers left and 2 to the right. 4th and 13. Hayes High showing blitz. Do they bring it? They do. They bring a middle blitz, and the Hayes High Weesey will roll out to the right, and they'll be sacked. Hazelhorst and Myers combined for a sack in the backfield, all the way behind the 35, back to the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and the 14-play drive results in a loss of possession on downs, and Hayes High has the football back for the first time in half number 2. When they needed it the most, the Indians, Myers and Hazelhorst, come up big on the defensive side, and the Hayes High Indians with the ball for the first time at half number 2 will start at the Garden City 37-yard line. Bend but don't break on that drive by the Hayes High defense. Dale at quarterback. 3 eligible receivers to the right. Dreiling immediately to his left. Garden City, quick middle blitz is run away from by Dreiling. Hops to the outside, stiff arm at the 40 on his feet and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 6 by Dreiling on the Indians' first play of half number 2. And it comes with 6:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. That 14-play drive by Garden City lasted 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Indians up to the 42-yard line. 2nd and 4. Keeper by Dale. Cuts it up the middle of the field. Spins. Gets himself near the first down at the 45. Gain of 3. And the Indians will have 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 2. Here comes the diesel package. Hazelhorst and Spray into the backfield. Dreiling, the running back, was quarterback, will be the quarterback, or at least receiving the direct snap. Dale is the wide receiver left along with Jaron Canick. Out of the diesel formation, 3rd down and 2 yards. Indians will run right, and a face mask that is called. Boy, Dylan Dreiling lucky to have a helmet and a head. He got 2 yards anyway. Face mask on Xavier Soriano. That should be the personal foul variety. There's just no way that's incidental. I mean, it twisted his head all the way around. The official marking it off. Yeah, personal foul, face mask on Garden City. Their 2nd penalty of the night, both in this quarter. Indians converted the 3rd down on the 2-yard run by Dreiling. Tack 15 on, and the Hayes High Indians are at the Garden City 38-yard line. Just Garden City's 2nd penalty of the night. Indians up 21-7. Dale back at quarterback. Hayes High back to the line of scrimmage. Maroney is the running back. Handoff. Roy dances right, gets hit by Terrell and bounces off of the tackle and is going to gain about 1 yard, maybe 2, to the 36. Maroney, 43 yards on 6 carries. That tackle made by Terrell Elliott, a 290-pound junior. Elliott's brother is DeMarcus. Remember him on the defensive and offensive line for Garden City? That young man is now a starting defensive tackle for Indiana Division I program. 4:45 to go, third quarter. Indians' first drive of the second half. They lead 21-7. 2 left, 1 right. Salmon's tied into the right. Garden City shows blitz. They bring blitz. It's a handoff to Maroney. Maroney up the middle, carries a defender inside the 30 near the first down. Boy, Dale got hit hard by Soriano at the just after the handoff. Third down and a yard coming up. After Maroney is able to carry the ball twice, he'll come out of the ball game.
1 yard to go.
As the ball's down to the 29, gain of 7 by Maroney. 50 yards on 7 carries. Saw him earlier in practice this week. Did not think he was going to be able to go. Both Dreiling and Maroney will be in the backfield with Dale. Indians taking a long time on this play clock. Maybe they're not even going to run one. Play clock down to 10. I think Hays High is going to end up using a timeout, and they will. Third down and 1, 3:50 to go in quarter number 3, and Hays High, like Garden City, takes a timeout on their first drive of the half. Indian football tonight brought to you by State Glass Company, Aflac Insurance Agent Sean Swartz, and Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel. We would be returning home next week for Hays High and Abilene. That, however, is not happening because Abilene canceling all extracurricular activities and going online schooling because of COVID. Indians in search of an opponent, which the way things have been going with these cancellation of games, a lot of them are happening on Monday and Tuesday, so there may be some opponents coming open for Hays High potentially early next week. Unfortunately, for some teams, it doesn't happen until late in the week and even day of. Derby had their game canceled their game with Salina South at about 12:30 this afternoon. Hays Kalon scoreboard update. Hutchinson may be the surprise of the year at 3-0. They are up on Newton in the third quarter, 33-21. Newton on the year is 0-3. Their average loss this year is by 8 points, and they played 2 state-ranked teams. And now undefeated Hutchinson. I would not want Newton in round 1 of the playoffs in week 9. Osborne, big win tonight, 60-6 over Rock Hills. That's your Hays Kalon scoreboard update. Hays High 3rd and 1. They do not go with the diesel package from the 29-yard line of Garden City. 1 for 1 on 3rd down in this quarter. Maroney talks to Dreiling, who is the quarterback for this play. Jumps to his right. Dreiling, a keep, right side, first down. Oh, now a fumble on the play. Who picked it up? Hays High, but they're not going to get enough for the first down. They would have had the yardage necessary, but Hays High picks up the fumble. It results in no yardage, and Hays High on 4th down will do what? Bring in the diesel package on 4th and 1. They would have had the conversion, but a fumble knocked the football back. Indians recover. They need to get to the 28 from the 29. Indians with Hazelhorst and Spray in the backfield. Snap to Dreiling. Stutter step up the middle. He'll get the first down at the 26. A good piece of running by Dylan Dreiling. Little stutter step was able to get him the 3 yards he needed. Needed 1, got 3. The Indians' first conversion on 3rd down tonight. That is Dylan Dreiling's 15th carry of the night. Dylan had 31 on the year coming in, missing the Great Bend game. Clock runs at 3:08 to go, third quarter. Indians' first drive of half number 2. Garden City went 14 plays, 5 minutes and 50 seconds, but lost the ball on downs on a sack by Hazelhorst and Myers. They'll stay with the diesel package on 1st and 10. Hazelhorst and Spray in the backfield. 2 defensive linemen. It's going to be Dreiling. Slow plays it to the left. Now tries to speed up and gets taken down by the helmet. And no flag on the play. My goodness. And now a Garden City player down on the field. Boy, Dreiling got taken down by the helmet, it would have seemed. And Garden City with a player down on the field on the sideline and in a lot of pain. Whoever it is They're checking his right knee, and it is a significant amount of pain. Hayes High on the run. Lost 3 yards back to the 29-yard line. Garden City has already lost a player tonight. They lost Eric Dominguez when he got tackled and landed what we thought was maybe just wind knocked out of him. He has not returned. And it might be cramps. They have rolled over whoever is hurt, and they're stretching out his leg. It's either cramps or the worst knee stress test of all time. A lot of these Garden City guys play 2 ways, and up on his feet is Caleb Weesey. That's the quarterback who plays 2 ways. He's also a safety. Cooper Ramsey, 2-way player. Terrell Elliott, 2-way player. Saul Perez, 2-way player. Trey Newsom, 2-way player. Hayes High will have 2nd down and 13. A 21-7 lead, but there's just a little uneasiness with this lead. Hayes High was up 21-0 before Garden City punched it in from a 3-play, 30-yard drive. Hayes High did not score at the end of the half, and Garden City drove 14 plays, got close, but could not score. So we see the quarterback and safety is out of the game now. Dale back at quarterback for 2nd and 13. Maroney jumps up to his left side. 3 eligible to the right. Keeper by Dale. Dale to the right side. Keeps a hold of the football at the 25. At the 20. Fumbles the football, and Garden City has it. Picked up by the Buffaloes. Hayes High fumbled twice on that series. Hayes High got all the way down to the 20 on a 9-yard gain and fumbled the football, their first turnover of the game. And Hayes High gives Garden City the football back at the 22-yard line. So Hayes High goes a long ways but does not score. Hayes High goes 9 plays and fumbles. 2:19 to go in quarter number 3. Both teams threaten to score on their long opening drives of the half, but neither team can cash in. Weesey is in at quarterback after suffering from that cramp for 1 play. Option play right. Weesey keeps it. He's taken down in the backfield. He is taken down, it looked like, by Gavin Hazelhorst, and it is. And now Garden City with another player down. And this is an offensive lineman for Garden City who dragged an Indian down late. It is Caden Whitehurst, the 240-pound right tackle, grabbing his left shoulder. He tried to drag down a Hayes High Indian late on the play and hurt himself. And Garden City taking a long time to send in this play. Play clock just down now to 30. Weesey with the running back to the right and left. 2nd down and 12. Weesey hit and dropped in the backfield, and Gavin Hazelhorst is on a mission. Back-to-back tackles for loss for Gavin Hazelhorst, setting up 3rd and long for Garden City. And now Hayes High with the player down with cramps. It is a warm night, and those cramps can come easy on an evening like this. 93 at kickoff. Back-to-back Gavin Hazelhorst tackles for loss. He nearly took the handoff directly from the quarterback Caleb Weesey, who is hit back this time at the 14-yard line with the cramps, and up is Gavin Nutting. Really the Indians' only 2-way player, but he will come out of the ball game. It was a loss of 6 on that play by Weesey. 10 carries, 13 yards tonight, and Garden City has 3rd and 19. They are 2 for 4 in the second half, 2 for 8 in the game, 3rd and 19. They have only converted 1 third down of double digits. Handoff, Janis up the middle. Trey Adams jumps on him and takes him down at the 17, maybe only the 16. It's a gain of 2. And Garden City will punt after 3 plays. Hayes High went 9 plays and punted the football, or lost it on a fumble. The defense runs out, stops this drive on 3 plays. Garden City went 14 plays on their first drive of the second half. They had gone 17 plays the entire first half. To punt, Hyman Indians get a good run on it, and this is a dangerous punt that the Hays High Indians will get away from, and it goes out of bounds in Garden City territory. Great field position after the 29-yard punt by the Buffaloes. Hays High will start at the Garden City 44. Indians had a 21-0 lead. They lead 21-7 with 37 seconds left in the third quarter. In the third this year, Hays High has only scored 13 points. They've only given up 8, but third quarter has not been the Indians' quarter on offense. Dale at quarterback, turn, handoff to Maroney, I believe it was on that carry. Nope, Dreiling. Indians fumbled twice on that previous series, picking one up and then losing the second. And Dreiling will take the ball to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Dreiling 52 yards on 17 carries. His long run tonight was 9 yards. That was his first carry of the night. Does have a touchdown from 4 yards out. And Hays High will take this thing to the fourth quarter. 21-7 is the same score at halftime that we have now at the end of 3 quarters. Back in a minute. This is Hays High. This is the Hays High Sports Network.
Hays High 21, Garden City 7.
All right, give me the sack that ended the first drive, and then I want the second of those Hazel Horse.
M&D Excavating Incorporated, serving the Hays area since 1979. Jeter Law Firm, proud to support student athletes, partners you can rely on. Shelter Insurance, Dustin Shoemaker. Compare your coverage today at CompareMyCoverage.com. Discount Siding, new siding, energy-efficient windows and doors, vinyl fencing, and other exterior home products. Improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. Click on DiscountSiding.net. Paul Wurtenberger Construction, building Northwest Kansas dreams since 1983. State Glass Company, locally owned and operated since 1948. 5th and Main, downtown Hays. Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, your trusted advisors providing you with commitment, experience, and integrity. Gibbs Auto Supply, over 200,000 parts and accessories and great staff to take care of you in Hays and La Crosse.
Leading Garden City 21-7. Just the Indians' second drive of half number 2. Garden City went 14 plays, 550, lost the ball on downs. Hays High went 9 plays in nearly 4 minutes and fumbled. Hays High has 2nd and 8 from the Garden City 41-yard line. Dale and Dreiling in the backfield. Dreiling had to get some cramps worked out at the quarter break. Salmons tied in, blocking back to the left side, the same side as Miles Keller. Garden City shows blitz. They bring blitz. It's a play-action pass. Dale rolling out to his right, throwing a strike, caught by Canick at the 35-yard line. That should be enough for a first down. The first completion for Dale since the first quarter, and the official is at the 39. They haven't signaled for a first down yet. It is more than a first down. They needed 8 and got 9. Jaron Canick's 4th catch of the night for 27 yards. Dale tonight 6 for 11. Dreiling to his left. Garden City again shows blitz. They've been blitzing a lot tonight. Hays High has picked it up more times than not. 2 left. Miles Keller, one-on-one coverage to the near sideline. It's a designed keep for the quarterback. Big block by Dreiling. 30-yard line for Dale. Garden City pulls at the football, and it'll be a nice gain inside the 30 near the 27-yard line. And Dylan Dreiling just laid out linebacker Alan Cherez. They say you need your head on a swivel in football. Alan Cherez will need to learn that lesson, and he'll see it on film from Dylan Dreiling. 7-yard gain for Jordan Dale, who's at 110 yards on the night. He came in on the night 2nd in the WAC behind the 335 yards of Easton Zapien, about 70 yards behind him, but Dale did not play running back in week number 1 and split time in week 3. 2nd and 3 from the Garden City 27-yard line. Low snap, handoff to Dreiling. He busts through the middle, on his feet at the 20 and carries a defender down to the 17 or to the 18-yard line.
Gain of 10 yards on the play. Tackle by number
See where they marked him down. Back at the 19, they say his knee hit. Gain of 8. That was a low snap that Dale was able to get a hold of, and then just got it to Dreiling, who burst through the line. Indians' third trip to the red zone tonight. They've scored touchdowns on the previous 2. Moroney into the backfield now. Turn, give to Roy. Stutter step, picks a hole, gets to the 15.
Moroney, the ball carrier.
Official says his knee apparently hit at the 16-yard line, gain of 3.
3 yards on the play.
Coaching staff, led by Coach Tony Crow, didn't know what they would get from Roy Moroney tonight after injuring his hamstring last week. 8 carries, 53 yards. And the Indians in the red zone for the 3rd time tonight. This season, inside the red zone, Hays High is just 4 of 8. It was something they excelled in last year. They're 4 for 8 scoring this year. Shotgun snap to Dale. Turn and hand off to Roy. He'll try to stretch it to the right side. Get to the line of scrimmage. Spin out of a tackle. And it's Christian Reyes, the safety, who has to take him down to set up 3rd down after about a 5-yard gain. And the Indians will go to the diesel package on 3rd down and 2. Down to the 11 for Hays High. Moroney 58 yards on 9 carries. 3rd and 2 for the Indians from the 11. Need to get down to the 9. Dreiling stays at the quarterback with Spray and Hazelhorst in front of him. 3rd down, straight ahead read run. Dreiling on his feet to the 5. Great push by the offensive line, and then the 2 defensive line guys that come in, and Hays High immediately calling for the same package after the 7-yard run down to the 4. 19th carry for Dreiling. This could be number 20. Out of that same formation, Dreiling up the middle, sneaks behind his blocking backs, gets into the end zone for a 2nd time tonight, both times from 4 yards out, and the Hays High Indians bully their way into the end zone and lead 27-7 on Dylan Dreiling's 2nd touchdown rush of the night. 8:34 to go in the ball game. Dreiling's 20th carry of the night, 71 yards on the evening. And the Hays High Indians score their first points of the 2nd half. 8:34 to go in the ball game. Jack Fields 3 for 3 on extra points tonight. Veach the holder. The snap a little high, Veach the hold, the kick end over in, and the Hays High Indians have a 28-7 lead on Dreiling's 2nd touchdown run of the night. The Hays High Indians took over in good field position at the Garden City 44, and they are able to go into the end zone on what is just their 2nd drive of the 2nd half. Indian football is brought to you by Paul Wartenberger Construction, Master Cleaners, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, our streaming partner, and Roof Masters. Hays High, with a win tonight, has a minimum share of the Western Athletic Conference title. Of course, they want to win it all, but tonight would be a minimum share of that. Scores from around the state. TMP looking for a 3rd win in a row. They're up 26-0 on 3-0 Syracuse at Lewis Field Stadium. TMP scheduled this year 3 home games to start the year, 3 of 4. They made a trip to Plainville, and next week we'll make a trip to Ellis. Some road trips that John Zweigart has to do. I hope he's able to do okay with those. Other scores on our Hayes Kalon scoreboard update. Holcomb and Nickerson, a good game tonight. That's 27-18. Holcomb up on Nickerson in the early 4th quarter. Hoisington has taken their first lead over Phillipsburg, 26-21. Hayes Kalon scoreboard update for the green grass you won in the spring. It all starts with spraying in the fall. Fields to tee it up from the 40-yard line. 2nd kickoff of half number 2. An end-over-end kick that is taken from the 17-yard line. Reyes, good return, 25, 30, speed at the 40 on the left sideline. Fields slows him down, and the Indians are able to tackle him in Hays High territory inside the 45. Jack Fields did just enough to slow down Reyes. We said in the pregame show the special teams would play a big role tonight, and boy did it ever, as Garden City gets themselves in good field position at the Hays High 41-yard line. It's not their best field position of the night. They started at the Hays High 30 once. Weesey at quarterback. He'll send Janis out to the flat for a pass, a swing pass out to the right. He's at the 40, at the 35, and hit hard by 2 or 3 Hays High Indians. That's the best pass play tonight for Garden City. It's an 8-yard gain, so their second best of the night. Josh Janis, the running back, his first catch of the year. 15 yards passing for Weesey on 4 of 11, and Garden City wants any prayer of a comeback, down 21 with 7:50 to go in the game. First of all, they're going to have to get the plays in faster from the sideline. They're going to have to go to the air. Tucker Veach has already got his first interception of the season tonight, taking it away from a potential receiver. Janis goes to the left side in motion. Weesey is hit as he throws. It's a lame duck, and Bill Scott can't quite get there. He located the football, but could not run it down. He had an interception last week. Incomplete. 3rd down and 2 for Garden City. They are 2 for 9 on 3rd down tonight. Indians defensively this year have allowed their opponents to convert on just 35% of 3rd downs. 15 of 43, and they are not hurting that percentage tonight. And now Garden City will go with their heavy package. They bring in Terrell Elliott, 290, Kratz at 210, Soriano at 240, and Hays High, I think, is going to take a timeout. They do.
Timeout. Hey.
That is the Indians' second timeout of the half. 28-7, Hays High with the lead in the 4th quarter. Indian football brought to you by Insurance Planning, Jeter Law Firm, Next Tech, and Midwest Energy. Our area game of the week over on 101.9 The Bull was a quick game tonight. 70-0 after 1 quarter, 76-0 final at half. La Crosse over St. John. Next week, we may have dual area games of the week next Friday. We've got to finalize some plans, and of course, as we've learned, even with our area games of the week, we've had 2 canceled in 2 weeks, so no guarantees when we get everything lined up for our area game of the week. Garden City's remaining schedule after tonight, they play Liberal in Liberal next Friday. Then they are supposed to be at Capon, but again, Capon had to cancel tonight with Great Bend because of COVID. Then they host Ulysses and host Great Bend to finish the year. Hays High was supposed to take on Abilene. That's been canceled. Hays then hosts Dodge City, May South, and Capon. Indians still looking for an opponent next week. Garden City, Weesey under center will give it to Janis, and driven backwards on their heavy package. Janis hit by several Indians, led by Myers. No gain on the play on 3rd and 1. A 3rd and 2 becomes 4th and 2, and Garden City has no choice but to go for this. Well, Garden City whistles, and does Garden City has a player now suffering from cramps. That is left tackle Trey Newsom. And this is several players for Garden City that play 2 ways. And it will be Newsom leaving. Coming in is Michael Camarena. Now, Camarena started the game at left guard. He then left the game and was replaced by the original starter, Seth Jarmer, but now is back into the ball game. Shotgun for Weesey on 4th and 2. Janis to his right. Indians, do they bring a blitz? They do from the outside. Weesey is hit. It's popped up in the air. It's called a fumble. Picked up by Von Felt. And the Indians recover the fumble. And it's Hays High football as Von Felt returns it across the 50 down to the Garden City 48-yard line. For Dawson Von Felt, it's his 2nd career fumble recovery, and Hays High has the football. Weesey was sacked for a loss of 8. Von Felt snatched the ball out of the air. If he gets away from the 1 defender, he goes the distance. Hays High has the football back at the Garden City 48 with 7 minutes to go. Another short drive for Garden City. That one of 4 plays. Shotgun for Dale. Handoff Dreiling. Tackled around the collar. Gets to the 45. That is carry number 21 tonight for Dylan Dreiling. 74 yards, a pair of touchdowns. Dreiling coming in on the season. Remember, he missed a game at Great Bend. 31 carries on the year. 17 of those last week. Another 21 tonight. Maroney comes into the ball game now as the running back. 2 wide receivers left. Indians starting to take more time off the clock. Play clock down to 10 when the snap is sent back from Remington Cox to Dale. Handoff Maroney. 1 step, cut through the middle, and driven backwards at the 42.
Initial hit by number 54, Oscar Yanis.
3 yards for Maroney. 61 yards on 10 carries. And considering they didn't know if they'd have Roy tonight at all, that is a big advantage. And now Garden City with another player with cramps. This will be 3rd down. We'll call it 4 for Hays High. This drive right here is about killing clock as Hays High trying to get win number 4 of the year. Hays High hasn't started 4-0 since the 2014 season when they started 6-0 before district play. That's back when Hays High was in 4A. The Hays High Indians would not make the playoffs that year. It was also the last time Hays High won the Western Athletic Conference back in 2014. Classifications coming out for all sports except for tennis, which goes off of last year's classifications, and football that's on a 2-year cycle, and this being year number 1. Hays High remaining comfortably in 5A in all other sports. McPherson dropped to 4A, one of the few changes. There weren't many changes from last year to this year. Indians will send Kyler Beckman to the left side with Jaron Canick. Kiefer, wide receiver, to the right. This is 3rd and 4 from the Garden City 42 after Hays High picked up a fumble. Handoff Maroney. No play action pass. Caught by Canick over the middle of the field. Spins out of a tackle. Tries to drive forward. He will be right on the 1st down marker. And the officials look. The PA announcer already called it, and it is enough for a 1st down. Well, I don't know if the PA announcer affected the decision of the officials or not. We sure appreciate him calling it out for the officiating crew. The Indians convert on 3rd and 4. Dale now 7 for 12 for 78 yards, 51 of those coming on the Indians' first drive of the night, setting up their first touchdown. They've led the entire way. 28-7, Hays up with just over 5 minutes to go in the game. Play action pass. Dale looking over the middle. 2 receivers ran the same route. Salmons and Canick were right beside each other, and in between them was safety Caleb Weesey, so he was able to guard 2. Somebody should have been open. Somebody didn't run the right routes. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Hays High from the 42-yard line. Excuse me, from the 38-yard line of Garden City. Dale has Maroney to his left on 2nd down and 10. Dale's going to keep out of that belly option. Gets a big block left side 30. He's at the 25 on the sideline. Tiptoes and stays in bounds. Nope, stepped out. At the 15-yard line, a gain of 23. And there's a flag on the play. I think Hays High is going to be hit with a blind side block. Boy, and that's a tough play. Blind side block or a crackback block, but that one will be one that everybody will look back and yeah, they're calling blind side block. The player was running at the Indian offensive lineman. So take 23 yards off the board. It's the Indians' 4th penalty. I think that'll be one that the officiating crew could take a look at, and they saw that late. I think it was one of the Indian offensive linemen that turned around and he popped a guy running, and there was no blindside block. It was face to face. So the Indians have 2nd and 25. Handoff Maroney, right side, tries to cut up the field, and he is taken down for no gain.
No gain on the play. Nice tackle by number 1, Christian Reyes. Also,
the Indians, a couple of offensive penalties tonight have hurt them, their chances of putting at least 14 more points up on the board. Ball at the 45-yard line. No gain. Second down. Make that third down. And about 26, 27 yards. Hayes High going to use up a lot of time on the clock with it running at 4:19 and a 28-7 lead. Hayes High even going to run a play. Play clock is down to 11 when the play comes in from the sideline. Dale with Maroney behind him on third down and 26. Dale takes the snap with 1 second on the clock. It's a keeper by Dale. He'll run the left side again. 50-yard line into Garden City territory.
Dale, the ball carrier.
And it'll be 4th and long. Keeps the clock running. Garden City will take a timeout. 13-yard gain for Jordan Dale. Again, a blindside block that was questionable at best. Got the Indians out of the red zone. It was the Indians' 4th penalty of the night. And we'll watch it as well to see if we're incorrect on our analysis of that, but that looked like a really good block. Indian football brought to you by Gibbs Auto Supply, Steel Fabrications, Heartland Building Center, Hayes Kalon, and Discount Siding. I would tell you to join us next week for the Hayes High Indian homecoming game, but that is not going to happen due to Abilene canceling the game because they had to go online learning, an increase of COVID cases inside their district. Abilene had not scored a point in the first 3 weeks of the season. Hayes High was looking at a homecoming game that was very winnable, but as it stands, Hayes High will right now have no opponent. So 4th and 20, and the Indians to punt for what is now an official time, second time. Kiefer had that last snap go way over his head that he was able to just get his hands on. High snap again that he corrals, and Kiefer booms this one. Lands down inside the 15-yard line and out of bounds with 3:40 to go. The official has the football in his hand and says out of bounds at the 12 for Carson. That is his 5th punt inside the 20 on the year. So the Indians' chance to score eliminated on a penalty, and Garden City will start from their own 12. Indians up 28-7, 3:40 to go in the game. Indians this year have outscored their opponents 20-6 entering tonight, so make it 27-6, their second highest scoring quarter. Weesey to throw, throws an out route that is incomplete. Nice catch by Ortega, but he landed out of bounds. And it's incomplete. Weesey 4 for 13. Hayes High bringing into the ball game Evan Lynn into the defensive backfield. 166-pound sophomore getting his first action. He was a scout defensive player of the week for the Indians last week. 2nd and 10 for Weesey and the Garden City Buffaloes, who are throwing now. Back to throw Weesey. Wants the home run ball. Has a wide open receiver, and Ortega dropped it at midfield. Ortega would have scored. He was a good 5 to 10 yards past everybody else. Ortega 4 for 14 now, passing is Weesey, but he put that one on a dime. 3rd and 10 for Garden City, who was just 2 for 10 on the night on third down. Both of those conversions came on that 14-play drive to open the second half that they did not score on. Indians lead 28-7, 3:31 showing on the 4th quarter clock. Weesey to throw, under some pressure, sacked in the backfield. Hazelhorst and Adams, the defensive ends, meet in the backfield behind the 5-yard line. It's a 3rd sack of the night for the Hayes High Indian defense, and Garden City, you would think, would punt from inside their own 5 at the 4. It's a loss of 8 on the play. Indians' 3rd sack of the night. Clock runs with 3 minutes and an Indian 28-7 lead in Garden City. Hyman to punt from the back of the end zone. Indians give it a rush but can't get there. Veach will just allow it to bounce. It takes a bounce high into the air. A small Garden City bounce to the 41-yard line. A 37-yard punt, the best of the night for Hyman. And the Hays High Indians will have the football at the Garden City 41. They start on the plus side of the field again tonight. In the second half, Hays High has gone fumble, touchdown, punt. Series number 4 of the evening coming up. And the Indians going to start bringing in some new players. Running back will be Chase Summers, who got 1 carry last week. Connor Dreiling got a carry last week. He will be the quarterback. Wide receiver left side, Nick Park into the ball game for the first time. We'll get some of these other guys for you. 28-7 lead, Hays High. Snap to Dreiling, rolls out to the right side, trying to outrun the defense that is still the varsity for Garden City. And the Indians will lose 2 yards on the play.
Tackle on the play by number 4, Ryan Hyman, also
back to the 43-yard line. Hays High just getting rid of the clock now. Connor Dreiling loses yards back to the 43. We'll find some of the other players in for the first time. Wide receiver to the right side, Trent Summers is into the contest. And also on the right side, Kyrie Groen, a sophomore, into the right side. Connor Dreiling, the quarterback, handoff Summers, tests the left side, trying to go to the outside and gets hit and dropped at the 45. Now, Garden City has not taken their varsity out. And they pick up a couple of tackles for loss out of it. 3rd and 14 for the Indians.
Xavier Soriano brings up 3rd down.
Hays High has 3rd and 14 on the offensive line. Derek Riggs is in at left guard. Parker Billinger in over at the right tackle position. These guys turn the right way. We'll be able to identify a couple more. But with 1:23 remaining, left tackle is Brian De La Rosa. 3rd and 14 for Connor Dreiling at quarterback. Garden City shows blitz with their varsity. They bring it. Handoff up the middle. Summers. Summers swung around and tackled as he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. No, not quite. Summers with a 3-yard run.
Xavier Soriano, gain of about 3 yards, brings up 4th down.
4th down and 11 if the Indians elect to go for it. Also in for the Hays High Indians, Quentin McGuire, a 238-pound sophomore. And the right guard is Keegan McCoy. So the Indians have their depth chart, second on the depth chart, offensive line in there. There is 15 on the play clock. Game clock down to 35. Hays High may let this run down and take a timeout and decide what to do on 4th and 12 with their second string guys in right now. Indian starters get a chance to watch from the sideline for the final minute and a half or so. Hays High is now on the timeout, their last of the half, or last of the game, I should say. 24.4 seconds away from win number 4 of the season in 4 tries. They came out and really kind of a shock and awe moment. They hit Garden City on 8 plays, 92 yards and a touchdown, forced a 3 and out. 1 play, 40-yard Dale run, and the Indians were up 14-0. 2 series later, up 21-0. And Garden City does not have enough offensive pressure right now to come back from that. They average 14 points per game. They have 7 tonight. Here are the points that Hays High has given up this year on defense. In week 1, Hays High total gave up 10, but 2 on a safety. So 8 points in week 1, 14 points in week 2, 13 points in week 3. The Indian defense has been very good, and they were nothing short of that again tonight. Garden City has 35 rushing yards and 50 yards for the game. They had 31 at halftime, which included 30 on their drive. They had that long drive to start the second half and have gone backwards since. 4th and 12 for the Indians. Snap and a run by Dreiling to the left side. He'll get a couple of yards. No, stay in bounds inside the 40 down to the 39. And Connor Dreiling will pick up 2 yards on the run. Indians will lose the ball on downs, but they run the clock down to 18 seconds. Garden City into the ball game. Hayes High will have a mixture of starters and second string in for the end of this game. Jarrett Lyon comes in at the linebacker position. We mentioned Evan Lynn in the ball game. Logan Casper in there. Garden City looks like they're going to try to run a play here with 18.1 on the clock. Handoff Janis up the middle, gets hit once, twice, and in on the tackle is Jarrett Lyon that we mentioned, and that looks like it'll do it unless Garden City tries to run one more play. They will not, and that's the ball game. The Hayes High Indians are 4-0 on the season, and tonight they claim a minimum share of the Western Athletic Conference title as they beat Garden City in Garden City 28-7. They snap a 5-game losing streak to the Garden City Buffaloes, and the Hayes High Indians now at least have a share of the Western Athletic Conference title. Congratulations to Tony Crow, staff, and team, as they will wait to see if they have an opponent next week for homecoming. For the Hayes High Sports Network, I'm Dustin Armbruster.